Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masechet Eduyot. We are up to Perek Chet Mishnah Aleph. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'elui Nishmat, Neria ben Svetlana, Ranbai, Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov, Chana bad Miriam, Sason ben Ryan, Yoshua ben Shifra, Menuchatam beGan Eden, Amen, and Avdil ben Chaim Lechaim, V'derefua Shelemav, Daniel Shalom ben Rosa, Betor Shah Chole Yisrael, and Dachlama Merav, Binyamin, Od Zion, Chai ben Dvorah. The first testimony of this Mishnah concerns the laws of a nevelah, the carcass of a non-kosher animal or of a kosher animal that died without shchita. In addition to being forbidden to be eaten, the meat of a nevelah is tameh. The Mishnah teaches that the blood of a nevelah is not the same as its meat in this matter. Heid Rabbi Yoshua ben Betera dam nevelot shu taor. Rabbi Yoshua ben Betera testified that the blood of nevelot is taor in comparison to the meat of nevelot, whereas the meat of a nevelah is tameh, even if it measures only a kazait. The blood of a nevelah is not tameh unless it measures at least a riv'it, which is much larger than a kazayit. This follows the view of Bet Hillel in chapter 5, Mishnah 1. The second testimony of this Mishnah concerns a case where a tameh person touches a sacred item made up of separate pieces, such as ash, powder, coals that are contained in one vessel. Heid Rabbi Shimon ben Betera al-Efer Chatat. Rabbi Shimon ben Betera testified about the ashes of the Chatat, the Parah Adumah, that are in a single vessel. Shenagat tameh b'mikzato shetimet kulo. That if a tameh person touched some of them, even just one piece of ash, he makes all of them tameh because the vessel combines them into one entity. So touching some of them is like touching all of them. Even if the ashes are not touching each other, the vessel combines them into one entity. This is a rabbinic law that the sages made with regard to the ashes of the Parah Adumah and certain sacred substances, some of which the Mishnah names below. From the previous testimony, we learn only that when a regular tameh person touches part of a substance in a vessel, he makes all of it tameh. Rabbi Akiva teaches that this law applies even where the person is a tvul yom, whose level of tumah is relatively weak. Most tameh people are either an avad tumah or a rishon l'tumah. A tvul yom, however, is only a sheni l'tumah. Hosiv Rabbi Akiva la solet va la ktoret va levona ve'kechalim. Rabbi Akiva added regarding pieces of a sacred substance that are in one vessel, such as the fine flour of mincha offerings, the incense, the levona, and the coals taken from the altar. The only incense is the ktoret, which was burned on the inner altar twice each day. The levona was brought together with most mincha offerings. The coals referred to here are those that were taken for burning the ktoret in the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur. Shenagat tvul yom b'miksatam shepasal et kulam. Rabbi Akiva says that even if a tvul yom touched some of them, he disqualifies all of them. The substances listed here, incenses, coals, should not become tameh at all, even if they were touched directly, because the rule is that only people, utensils, food, and drink can become tameh, and these substances are neither food nor drink. Nevertheless, since they are sacred, they can become tameh, even though they are not edible. The importance of sacred things, chibat HaKodesh, makes them equal to food in this respect, as Rashi writes in Psachim, page 19a. And that is the end of Mishnah Aleph. In chapter 7, Mishnah 9, Rabbi Nechunya ben Gudgeda testified that if an orphan minor, the daughter of Israel, a non-Kohen, is rabbinically married to a Kohen, she made rabbinic terumah. Mishnah Bet elaborates upon that law. Ha'id Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba veRabbi Yehuda HaKohen al Kitana bat Yisrael shenisel HaKohen. Rabbi Yehuda ben Baba and Rabbi Yehuda HaKohen testified about an orphan minor, the daughter of Israel, who was married to a Kohen. She ochelet bitruma kevan shenichnesa lechuppah, that she may eat rabbinic terumah as soon as she enters the chuppah, af al pi shel nivala, even though she has not yet had marital relations with her husband. Based on Rabbi Nechunya ben Gudgeda's testimony alone in chapter 7, Mishnah 9, it could have been thought that she is allowed to eat rabbinic terumah only after she has had marital relations. The Tanaim of our Mishnah clarified that she may eat terumah immediately after the chuppah, even before marital relations take place. It is a law of the Torah that a woman who cohabited with an idolater is forbidden to be married to a Kohen. Therefore, if a woman was captured by idolaters, she becomes forbidden because it is suspected that they violated her. The Mishnah cites testimony about such a case. He'id Rabbi Yossi HaKohen v'Rabbi Zachariah ben HaKatzav al tinoket shuhur hana be'Ashkelon. Rabbi Yossi the Kohen and Rabbi Zachariah ben HaKatzav testified about an incident in which witnesses testified that a young girl had been handed over to idolaters in Ashkelon as a guarantee for a debt that was owed to them. The idolaters of Ashkelon required one who borrows money to hand over a hostage to the lender as a guarantee of the loan. If the money was not repaid, the hostage became the lender's property. and after she returned home, her family distanced her, meaning they would not allow her to marry a Kohen of their family because they presumed that the idolaters had violated her. However, her witnesses, the ones who testified that she had been handed over, also testified that she had not been alone with her captors and that she had not been violated by them. Nevertheless, her family did not believe them because the witnesses were not qualified to testify. For example, they were Canaanite slaves. Amrulem Chachamim, the sages said to them, Ima minim atem shulhana, if you believe these witnesses when they said that she was handed over to the idolaters, ha'aminu shelo nistara v'shelo nitme'a, believe them when they say that she was not alone with them and that she was not violated. And if you do not believe them when they say that she was not alone with them and that she was not violated, do not believe them when they say that she was handed over to them in the first place. Either way, she is permitted to marry a Kohen. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.